Hello, Willard Wildcats. We have been thinking about how beekeepers raise bees, collect their honey, and then sell it to people. The bees and the beekeepers are the producers, and the people who buy the honey are the consumers, right? Well, that honey came from bees, but how did they make it? Now, it's interesting because scientists do not fully understand the chemistry of honey. People cannot make honey in their kitchens. They cannot make honey in a laboratory. But we know what bees use to make the honey. Bees make honey from flower nectar. Nectar is that sweet liquid that is found in the center of a flower, and bees fly from flower to flower, collecting nectar to take back to the hive. The nectar passes mouth to mouth between bees, and it's then stored in honeycombs, and over time, most of the water that is in the nectar is evaporated away, leaving behind the sweet, sticky honey. Bees need to collect nectar from around 2 million flowers in order to make 1 pound of honey. Now this bottle here, this bottle of honey weighs about 1 pound. It is a 1 pound bottle of honey. So bees worked to collect nectar from around 2 million flowers to make this much honey. So bees are collecting the nectar. They're the consumers of the nectar. Who are the producers? Well, flowers. Flowers contain the nectar, usually near the center part of a flower, near the pistils and the stamen. But why do flowers contain nectar? Well, it turns out the nectar is there to attract bees and to have the bees come to them. Why do flowers want bees to come? Flowers have a very specific, special job for the bees to do, and that job is pollination. Remember all the parts of a flower? Remember, a plant grows from a seed, the seed sprouts and grows into a small seedling, and then as it grows bigger and bigger, flowers appear. In order for the life cycle of the plant to continue, the plant must make new seeds. Where do the seeds come from? They come from the flowers. So the flower is the seed factory. Seeds are made here. And seeds can form when the pollen from the stamen of one flower gets onto the pistil of another flower of the same kind of plant. And this process of pollen getting from the stamen to a pistil so that seeds can grow, that process is called pollination. Plants cannot pollinate other flowers by themselves. Plants offer that sweet, delicious nectar as a reward. Animals, such as this bee, enter a flower to get that nectar. But the pistils and stamens are all in the way. The bee makes her way to the nectar, pushing past the stamen and getting covered in pollen. The bee also bumps into the pistil, leaving some pollen behind her. Then on to the next flower, pick up some pollen, leave some behind. Next flower, pick up some pollen, leave some behind. And this is how pollen is spread from flower to flower. This is how pollination works. The animals that move the pollen from one flower to another are called pollinators. Bees are the best known pollinators. One honeybee can visit up to 5,000 flowers in a single day. 5,000 flowers all pollinated by one bee. And a single beehive contains tens of thousands of bees. That is a lot of pollination going on. That is a lot of seeds that can be made. The plants got just what they wanted. Their pollen was spread from pistil to stamen. The bees got just what they needed. nectar to make honey. This is a great example of how plants and animals depend upon one another. But are bees the only pollinator? No, they are not. In my next video, we will be thinking about other pollinators. I'll see you next time.